Hey everyone, this is Corine Lafont, your favorite radio host, your only radio host, and favorite girl, of course, broadcasting to you from the lovely island of Trinidad and Tobago in the Caribbean on Between the Lines. And you know how we do it here on Between the Lines, always with gratitude or thankfulness. I am thankful to be here. I am thankful to have this lovely lady with red hair on my show today. It's going to be wild. And let me tell you what we're talking about today. We're talking about getting unstuck. So if you're stuck in any way or form, and well, not in the mud, but get unstuck and fulfill your destiny in 2022. And the reason why I put in 2022 is because we're on the cusp of, getting into 2022. So that's what you're supposed to be thinking about right now. I mean, I know Christmas is around the corner, Thanksgiving and all of that, but as soon as that ends, it's 2022. You know that. So it makes no sense trying to avoid or run from it. We have to face that 2022 is just around the corner and you're supposed to be in a mindset of moving towards 2022. God spare your life. Yes? So Sue, I want you to help me pronounce your surname.
Yes, my last name is Wilhite. A
I
lot
knew
of
it.
people have problems with it.
No, I was going to pronounce it that exact way,
Good
but
for you.
I was Wilhite, but I don't like to take the chance. I like to ask. And I should have asked before, but thank you so much. So Sue Wilhite. And let
Yes.
me tell you a bit about Sue if you're watching and listening us, or when you decide to listen to us. After rocketing to the top of her career in 6 short years, Sue Wilhite had a healing crisis that changed her life and her focus. That is what it takes, people. For you, it might be the pandemic, it might be something else, but for her, it was a healing crisis. And we'll get to know a little bit about that. She's now a two-time international number one best-selling author, gold medal award-winning show host. Yay! She's also a podcaster like me, law of attraction coach. Yes, I love to hear that. And certified biofield tuning practitioner. That's strange. Different for us. She specializes in getting her clients unstuck and encouraging them to fulfill their own desires. And like I mentioned, she's a podcaster. She's the host of her own show, Sweet Sounds of Success, which is subtitled The Hero's Journey for the Entrepreneur Soul. Sue is as I said, a success attraction expert. She interviews entrepreneurs from all different industries to share their unique path to business success. And a little bit later down, we're going to be featuring her website. Now, this is going to be 15 minutes, so it's going to be jam-packed. This is a special that I'm doing on my show for podcasters, meeting with podcasters like myself. So this is going to be quick, pack punch, within 15 minutes. So let's talk to Sue. So, Sue, tell us about this healing crisis that turned your career around. If you can quickly give us that, what it
Yes.
was that catapulted you into this.
I made IT manager in 6 years. And it was really great. I loved it. And I got an ulcer. Ulcers are not fun. It felt like a volcano was going off in my gut every day. And after a year or so of being on drugs, a friend of mine dragged me, kicking and screaming, to a hypnotherapy demo. And in the course of the evening, I think it was 1.5 or 2 hours, the gentleman who was running this hypnotherapy demo thought I was a really good test dummy. And he demonstrated a number of different techniques to help deal with my ulcer. And at the end of the evening, I had no more ulcer.
Damn, that is the
Yeah.
quickest. That is the quickest story I have heard from ulcer when you're throwing up and all of that to healing. So it took you having to land on a doctor's bed, a hypnotherapist, or some healer's bed for you to realize this job is going to kill me.
Yes. Yes.
Can
The,
you imagine, Sue? Can you imagine the amount of people going through that right
right now.
now?
Yes. Yes. This is right now is both a conglomeration of the most tragedy, the most heart-wrenching stories from people all over the world.
Mm,
And our greatest, hugest opportunity to shift things individually and as a planet.
So, I had another interview with someone, and I've been not only through my interviews, but in discussions with people. And I have said this is a shift, and it took the pandemic to make the shift in people's lives to realize what really matters the most. Is it the money? Is it the car? Is it the house? Is it the status? As opposed to themselves. What really matters? Because if you're stripped of all of that, what really remains is you.
Yes. Yes.
You know,
And
and you're trying to climb that corporate ladder to what end, at what cost, at what sacrifice.
right, right. And to me, I mean, even in IT, and kind of one of the reasons that I got the ulcer is I have always had a focus on being of service. My reason for being in IT and working as hard as I did was not necessarily to make the money. That was a great side effect. And my goal was to help people get through their lives quicker and faster using the computers as a tool so that they could be with their families, they could go off and do what they wanted to do. And when I had the healing crisis and learned that hypnotherapy could like back it up farther, that people could get less stress, could have more happiness, could quit things like smoking or eating disorders or things like that that were covering up their happiness,
Mm-hmm.
then I could be of more service and greater service to people while still maintaining a lifestyle. And so to me, this is the shift that needs to happen is yes, it is, you need to focus on you and what you're all about and what's the most important thing. And I think this is just mine, you don't have to adopt it, but I think it's the most reasonable way to be. It's about being in service to others. How can I turn around and help somebody else? How can I use my gifts, talents, and abilities to bring somebody else forward to increase their happiness? I'm not responsible for it, but can I help them?
Sue, you said something a while ago, and I, again, having a conversation with a friend, and I want to say to you and those who are listening, you said something significant. Being of service, you want to help people and to use technology to be able to do that, improve their lives, be able to spend quality time with their family, all the things that should matter in our lives. And somehow, I don't know if I'm putting this across correctly, somehow we see that in a particular job as opposed to distilling that and realizing, let me take a step back and see if, for example, I could be doing that. If, in other words, that's your why. It doesn't have to take the form of a job,
Right.
it could take the form of something else
Yes.
that would be able to create balance in your life as well as in the other person's life. So you took on that why, the why, and it was in IT management, and it caused you to get an ulcer. So clearly there was no balance there
Right.
because the why that you had was a good why. You want to help people, you want to bring balance and all of that. But somehow there's a disconnect. And a lot of people are not seeing that I need to take a step back. I need to take a step back to realize or to see if this is connecting with my soul, if this is connecting with my purpose, if the job or the role or the responsibility I'm taking on is actually in alignment with what my soul or my purpose desires. And you have to be willing to walk away from that frame or that thing that you call a job or whatever the role may be because it is not in alignment. We have to look, and you can still carry, in other words, what I'm saying is you can carry out your purpose without being in a job. You know,
Yes.
you tell me if I'm saying it correctly, Sue.
Yes, absolutely.
Mm,
Absolutely. If and I just want to say it doesn't have to be an either or. It doesn't mean that you have to walk away from the job.
mm-hmm.
And if your job is toxic, I mean, I will say that my job, the people that I work with overall, I had a really good working environment.
Mm-hmm.
I put a lot of pressure on myself. And I know there are people, I've had clients, multiple clients, who have come to me because they're in a toxic work environment, that their coworkers or their boss are are not necessarily the most humanitarian of people. They're not into violence. They're not nice.
Yeah,
And that's the sort of thing that you really need to walk away from.
right.
Otherwise, try to renegotiate what it is that you're doing. And I attempted to renegotiate and then said, nope, I'm going to go launch my own business. And
Right.
I gave my work a year and a half notice.
Yeah. 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 What would you say as we're rounding up and coming to the close? Because I tell people this is packed and punchy.
Yes.
Going into 2022, what's the one thing that you would want persons to know moving into 2022 to be unstuck, to move towards their destiny, whatever that will resonate with their soul? What's the one thing that you would say to persons? And while you share that, I'm going to bring up your website.
Okay. So I think the one thing that would get people unstuck is to not focus on yourself. Focus on someone else. Focus on helping someone else, being in service to someone else. I hear so many stories from people who have found that helping someone else gets themselves clear on what it is that they want to do and how they want to do it. And it gets them out of their rut. If you focus in on yourself, this is what creates shyness. This is what creates fear. This is what creates stuckness. If you focus on somebody else, helping somebody else, you're more likely to get unstuck and go for it and discover what your gifts, talents, and abilities are. And if you're still stuck with that, you can come see me. I can help you with that.
I love that. I want to just jump in there for a quick minute to say I agree with you. Service to others helps you to know yourself, but I think you need to also spend some time on yourself to know who you are. But
Yes.
through giving and serving, servant leadership, like in voluntary organizations, humanitarian work, aid work, that type of thing, you do through the eyes and experiences of others get to learn and appreciate and expose yourself to something greater than you. And that is critical. But you do need to spend that time after doing that service, come back to yourself and say and ask yourself a lot of questions about who you are, what are the feelings and emotions you were going through, what triggered you, that type of assessment.
Yes. Yes.
I am on your website, Sue, one of your websites, as a matter of fact. I just switched a bit. This is your business website, I think it is it?
Sweet
Or the
sound of
speaking
success.
website? Yes.
Yes.
Right. Is there anything here that you would want me to feature quickly?
Uh, Biofield tuning is the best way to get stuff that you've acquired in thoughts, beliefs, or emotions out of your way. Part of being stuck is the old frameworks that you have. And even better than hypnosis or tapping or any of the other modalities I've explored over the last 25 years, biofield tuning gets rid of what's helping you, what's holding you back. And I'd love to explore that with people.
Awesome, awesome. And I should go to this website in order to be able to
Yes.
show that. Where do I
Yes.
go to showcase that? Is that here?
Sweet sound of success. Yes.
Oh, Sweet Sounds of Success. Is it this one? Yes, this
That's right.
one, Sweet Sounds
Yes.
of Success.
Yes.
Biofield, right.
Yes.
Oh my God, clearing and listen to me. So you really need to come back on because you see the ancestral thing, the
Yes.
the, the
Yes.
generational
Yes.
what you call it now? You know what I'm saying?
Ancestral patterns.
Yes,
Yes.
All
Yes.
the things from the people that's gone that pass on to us. Hell no.
Oh, yes.
Oh my God. Things that you know nothing about,
Right?
right? And you end up getting and it passing on to you. Hell no. I'm not accepting,
Absolutely.
not accepting
My
that. I
favorite
no.
thing.
Listen
I love getting rid of that stuff. I love
to me.
releasing people from those old patterns. I love it.
Listen, that takes some deep work because it's lodged. It's lodged in there. So it's lodged in there. We need to get those things out. Hmm. So, people, please check out Sue's websites. I have two, sweetsoundsofsuccess.com. Let me see if I can go back there. Okay. Want your mojo back? You hear it? Your mojo. Okay. And this is her speaking website, SueWilhite.com. Thank you so much, Sue, for being on Between the Lines. This has been awesome, awesome, awesome. I know it's a quick 15 minutes, but it was so powerfully packed with information. We shared so much. I thoroughly enjoyed this. Any final words before we go?
Don't wait. Get unstuck. Now is the time.
If that is not a call to action, I don't know what is. Thank you, Sue.
Thank you. God bless you.
Thank you for being on Between the Lines. All the best to you for the remainder of the year and moving into 2022. You take care
Thank
and
you.
all the best.
Thank you. You too.